actor Julian McMahon, known for his starring roles in NipTuck and the 2000s Fantastic Four movies, died Tuesday in Clearwater, Florida.
TV's Dark Prince and Marvel's first Doctor Doom, dead at 56.
McMahon had privately been battling cancer. He was only 56 years old.
At one point, Julian McMahon was everywhere. From hit shows to blockbuster films, his presence was constant. Then, almost overnight, he was gone. No scandals, no headlines, just silence. So what really happened to Julian McMahon? And why did Hollywood let him go? Julian McMahon first caught American attention as Cole Turner on Charmed, a demonic love interest who somehow became the heart of the show. He brought danger, charisma, and just enough vulnerability to make viewers fall for a literal villain. What should have been a short-term role turned into a fan obsession, with McMahon stealing scenes and shifting the show's emotional center. Then came NipTuck, cue the SX, the surgeries, and TV's most beautifully broken bad boy. As Dr. Christian Troy, McMahon dove headfirst into one of the darkest, most complex roles on cable TV. He was beautiful, broken, and morally unhinged, a character who shocked audiences one moment and charmed them the next. The show became a cultural lightning rod, and Julian was its seductive anchor. He wasn't just acting. He was redefining the villain archetype for a generation. Critics praised his range, fans obsessed over his every move, and for a moment, it felt like Hollywood had found its next great anti-hero. In 2005, Julian McMahon landed what should have been a career-defining role, Victor Von Doom in Fantastic Four, a Marvel villain, a blockbuster franchise. This was his golden ticket to the A-list. The movie was a financial success. It pulled in global audiences, rode the wave of comic book hype, and placed McMahon at the center of a billion-dollar universe. But fans were split. Some thought his version of Doom was too smooth, too charming, not menacing enough. Others argued he was the only grounded presence in an otherwise clunky film. Despite the mixed reception, the role should have opened more doors. Instead, the sequel came and went with barely a ripple. The character disappeared. And so did Julian. No major follow-ups, no new franchises, just a strange silence at the exact moment his star should have taken off. After Fantastic Four, crickets. Studios stopped calling, agents stopped pitching. One insider says his phone went dead overnight. What happened? Hollywood simply moved on. Julian's name, once buzzworthy, slowly faded from the casting conversations. There was no redemption arc, no dramatic second act, just a few scattered roles, guest spots on procedural dramas, a TV movie here and there, but nothing close to the momentum he once had. Then, even those quiet appearances stopped. No big headlines, no controversies, no final curtain call. He wasn't blacklisted, he wasn't canceled, he was just, well, gone. Not missing in the literal sense, but missing from the spotlight, from the culture, from the business that once couldn't get enough of him. Part 4. The real reason he left. Behind the scenes, while the industry speculated and fans waited for a return, Julian McMahon was building something else entirely, a private life. Away from premieres and press junkets, he shifted his focus to his family. He chose time with his wife. He prioritized raising his daughter. He traded scripts and sets for privacy and peace. Totally justifiable. He was a family man, a husband, and a father before he was a star. Something that sets him apart from the rest of Hollywood. He stopped giving interviews. He skipped industry events. No tell-all memoir, no podcast appearances. In an era where even silence becomes content, Julian chose to simply disappear. Not out of scandal, not out of shame, but out of intention. And Hollywood? It never came knocking again. Not loudly, at least. By the time the roles were ready, Julian had already walked away. For good. Julian McMahon may have stepped away from the spotlight, but the characters he played never left the hearts of those who adored him. Fans never stopped loving Cole Turner. Forums, fan pages, and comment sections still light up with debates about his arc, his redemption, his final goodbye. To many, he wasn't just a villain, he was the emotional backbone of the show. NipTuck lives on too. Streamed, studied, and endlessly memed. New generations keep discovering it, and they keep discovering him. Julian's portrayal of Christian Troy, equal parts toxic and tragic, continues to spark conversations about masculinity, image, and identity. And now, as Marvel leans into the multiverse and reboot mania, something surprising is happening. Fans are asking for his Doctor Doom to return. Not because it was comic accurate, because it was cinematically unforgettable. He may have walked away, but the audience never really let him go. On July 4th, 2025, the silence was finally broken. The world found out what had really happened. Julian McMahon had passed away after a private battle with cancer. No warning, no interviews, no farewell tour, just a quiet, devastating statement from his family confirming the news. The reaction was immediate. His charmed co-stars were among the first to speak out. Alyssa Milano said she was gutted, describing him as one of the kindest and most committed actors she'd ever worked with. Others shared similar stories, on-set memories, personal texts, moments that now carried a different kind of weight. The internet lit up. Fans around the world posted memories, rewatched scenes, and created tributes. Clips of Cole Turner's final goodbye, Christian Troy's most vulnerable breakdowns, Dr. Doom's last lines. His work had left a mark, and now it has become a legacy. Julian McMahon didn't fade because he failed. He wasn't driven out, scandalized, or forgotten. He stepped away with intention. In a culture obsessed with constant visibility, he chose something else. He chose a life that didn't need to be broadcast. Not every story needs a dramatic exit. Not every legacy is built on noise. Some are built in the quiet, in the characters that linger, in the lines that fans still quote years later, in the emotional weight that never really lifts. Drop your favorite McMahon scene below. Best comment gets pinned.